Well, we got Abby on April 1st of last year. She had been adopted and returned twice, and she was petrified. And all she wanted to do was go back through the door that she came through. And when she couldn't accomplish that, she found a cart and hid under the cart. I just knew that we could save her, and
we have. Tell you the truth,
she's happy.
we have. She's a happy girl now. Couldn't touch her. You couldn't pet her. I mean, she barely went to her food bowl. You couldn't walk her. She would not go outside at the time. We did not have a fenced-in backyard, so getting her to go out to use the bathroom was a chore. Tree limbs cracking and dogs barking intimidated her. All she wanted to do was come back in the house.
Get in the crate and stay
hide
there.
in the crate and stay there, and then trying to get her out of the crate, it was a chore. So we figured something had to be done, some help. And the help is what she needed, because 100% turnaround. The lamp would turn on and just the brightness of the room scared her. She would scoot upstairs and hide in another room.
And not come back
Loud
down.
motorcycles would go by. She would go upstairs and hide in the closet. If a closet was open, she was terrified of noises, people, a tree branch hitting the roof, a squirrel running across the roof. She just heard it and she was just terrified. Every now and then something will terrify her, but not to the extreme. The light doesn't bother her anymore,
which is huge.
but she still stares at the ceiling fan, but not like she used to. She would pull, we would get out on the road, and all she wanted to do was pull back to the front door.
I mean, get down.
If I could get her past the stop sign, which is 150 feet away, we could walk down the road for a little ways, but then
She'll want to come back home because a motorcycle or a acorn.
But once we got around the corner coming back home, she kind of settled down because she knew we were heading back home. Now, I can put the leash on her after the lessons that you've given her and us, and she will walk beside my hip.
Before, everything outside frightened her. Everything.
You hear that
Right now we have-
noise, that background hammer? She wouldn't be here with that going on, but now that it's going on, it's good.
What we learned was not to buy into her fear, and that was a huge issue, because if something happened, we'd tell her it was all right, it's okay, and that meant it was all right to be afraid. And once we stopped, when a loud noise came or the light came on, we just ignored it and just kept on going. And once we were okay with it, then she seemed to adapt, follow our lead on that.
All the tools that are provided are well worth it.
Nice.
I'm a believer, okay?
And he wasn't. He thought we should be able to train her by just command. And with the dog that was in the condition and at the age where we got her, there was no going back. So that the tools, when you put them on her, she instantly knows, okay, it's time to listen, it's time to work. And
or it's time to go to the front door and wag your tail, because you know eventually we're going to go out. That's a breakthrough. 9-month trip.
How do you think that would have gone with Abby before versus how are you anticipating
We
it to
would
go now?
probably be frustrated because she would always want to hide.
and it's still going to take some time for
Yeah,
her to
it will.
adapt
Like
to
the
be
first
living
week
there.
and the first campground is going to take some time, and then we'll have 3 more weeks after that. Go to another campground, and the smells will be different. The first week will be a start over. But then once she gets in the routine and our routine, I think everything will be just fine. I recommend you do it. That's my recommendation. And that's from a non-believer, okay? I'm skeptical about a lot of things, but after I've seen what happened, I recommend it.
Thank you.
You
Absolutely.
you knew in the beginning.